Looks like we're live, huh? Oh yeah, there's everybody. Just gonna flip it on. Not even gonna do an intro. Just gonna flip it on and say hello to everybody. Just flip the damn thing on. That's all you gotta do. Because it's not television, it's Webovision. And with Webovision, one thing you can do is you can just flip it on. It's different than television, where you can't just flip it on. On Webovision, you can just flip it on, which is pretty cool. So we're flipping it on, and we are on. It's Webovision. Oh, there's a loop. And with Webovision, yeah, turn that down. And yeah, good morning, everybody. Flipping it on. Hello, everyone. You didn't think I'd leave you just hanging there, did you? No, of course not. Why would I do something like that? I love you guys. So, just going to get everything fired up. Pretty much fired up. Just making sure it's working. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. That's important. I don't want to get carried away and start the show if you can't hear me. So I'm just going to check and see. I'm going to send a little chat out there too. Can you hear me? We're going to have a topic today on the show. It's called, the show today is, Do You Miss Sports During the Pandemic? There's the phone, of course. That's not the number to call, my friend. Whoever's calling that number. Let me turn the ringer down on that. Oh, turned it up. Oh, the ringer is down. All right. Okay. Yeah. I might shut that off. I don't know. Trying to debate whether I still find that funny. Don't call it. Don't call it. Okay? I'm not late. You just don't know how it works. The person saying that I'm late. I'm not late. You just don't know how it works. Because it's new, right? Webovision's new. It's not a thing that exists. So you can see why you would think I was late, because I said in the community and on Instagram that I was going live, and then it took 10 minutes, right? But that's because you don't know how it works, right? See, oh, you can only see my back? Oh, I didn't know that. That's funny. It hasn't started yet. No, I know that you can only see my back. That's because I'm the director. It'd be pretty weird if the director didn't know what the shot was. So that's pretty cool. So I'm just checking everything here. Looks like we got some sound. Looks like we've got everything working just the way we like it. All right. So away we go. Yummy. Yummy coffee. All right. So the way it works is hey guys, how are you? I'm here. Hi everybody. How you doing? Good to see you. I hope you've been enjoying the show. We had a great episode with Nikki Glazer. We had a great episode with Ice-T. Incredible episode with Bob Saget, Ice-T, Nikki Glazer. How cool is that? So I'm just waking up here. I took a couple days off to concentrate on my my rap music and my beats. And the reason I did that is because I'm pursuing my dream of becoming a rapper. my lifelong dream of finally cracking into the wrap business. Really, really am doing some amazing things here with the beats. Gonna unleash some fury on you guys pretty soon. Let's see. Maybe I'll unplug that. I don't know. Nah, it wouldn't be Webovision if I unplugged it. That's not the number to call. If you're calling the landline, just know that I'm not going to answer it. And you can also know that you're indicating to me that you're not paying attention and you don't know how it works. Okay? This is the number to call here. This right here is the number to call. And I'll let you know that the show has not started yet. The show is, this episode is called, Do You Miss Sports During the Pandemic? Do you miss sports during the pandemic? And I'm going to edit all of this part out for the podcast, for the audio podcast. This will remain on the YouTube channel, this part, everything up till now. I really am thinking about unplugging that, actually, because it's bothering me that people haven't figured it out. I think I'm going to unplug it. Hold on a second. It's my Webovision studio, and I'll do what I want to. And today we're going to have a nice professional bit of Webovision in my studio that I've built. Isn't this a nice place? Look at it. I've built this place. Okay, so the way it works is everything that has been broadcast up till now on the YouTube channel with us is not going to go on the audio podcast, which you can hear on Spotify, on Google Play, on Stitcher, on Apple Podcasts in audio format. This is the number you can call if you want to call into the show. If you're new here to the YouTube channel, my name is Tom Green. This is the Tom Green Podcast. And I've built a television studio in my home in Los Angeles. And that's what you're watching right now. This is the pre-show. I did stop the ring in the comments. I stopped the ring. And we're going to just do a professional, this is going to be like a professional type show with a topic. The topic is, do you miss sports during the pandemic? And you can call in, and that's what I want you to talk about. I don't want you to call in and say, hey, how's it going? Okay? It's not one of those kind of shows. I don't want you to call in and say, hey, Tom, what's up? What are you doing? Okay? I want you to call in. I want you to be ready to talk about sports, whether you miss sports and what you miss about sports during the pandemic, or whether you don't miss sports. Okay? So, and I'm not going to be looking at comments, by the way, for a little bit, because I want to concentrate. Oh, I'll look at them. I guess I'll look at them. I'll look at them with you guys. Yeah, this is professional, pro-level show. Absolutely. I'll look at them. I cannot be distracted by the comments because I'm a professional, okay? I'm a professional broadcaster. I've been doing broadcasting since the 80s. Oh, yeah, bud. Since the 80s. That was an interesting sound out of nowhere. I've fixed the sound problem on the phone, but for some reason there was a sound out of nowhere just now. That's okay. I also want you to know I've got some really cool gear coming that's going to make it sound, look better here. Sound and look better. And yeah, it's great. So we're going to start the podcast now, okay? June 28th, 2020. This is the Tom Green Podcast. Edit. You're listening to the Tom Green Podcast on June 28th, 2020. I hope everyone's doing well. I've been doing well. I've been working on my rap music this weekend. Taking a little time off. When I say a little time off, 48 hours off of broadcasting to the YouTube channel. You can go check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tom Green. That's where the video version of this podcast is. If you didn't know, we've been broadcasting with video now for the last few weeks. We've had great episodes with Andy Milonakis, Ice-T, Nikki Glazer, and Bob Saget, and we're going to have many more. I've got lots of guests lined up that are going to be coming soon. I appreciate your patience here. I know I've been talking about getting video on the podcast for a long time, but we have it now, and it's going great. And there's a whole other community over at YouTube right now that you can come hang out with, and comments, and there's a chat room and all sorts of fun stuff if you weren't aware. I'm actually streaming live on YouTube when we do these broadcasts, when we record these broadcasts. You may not even know that right now. Did you know that people have already heard this? Yes, that's right, because it was broadcast live on YouTube to an entire different group of people. And I want you to go check it out over there also. I'm talking to two people at once. I'm talking to two groups of people at once. I'm talking to people in the online podcasting community who listen in headphones when they go out in their cars or on their walks. And I'm also talking to the online streaming community on YouTube. So, very cool, very fun. Today's show actually has a topic. And if you had watched live, you would have been able to call in and participate. But because if you're not listening or watching live, that's fine, because there will be other live shows happening in the future. This show, of course, was recorded live. It's live right now, but that doesn't mean that right now it's live, because you could be listening to this later, and that would mean that I'm broadcasting from the past and you are living in the future. I'm very confused. Regardless, when it was recorded live, it was recorded with you in mind, and we're hoping to make a show that is interesting for years to come. This show was recorded during the pandemic of 2020, which is right now, unless you are in the future, and then it was in the past, and it's not right now. Regardless, the topic today is, do you miss sports during the pandemic of 2020? Do you miss sports during the pandemic of 2020? So give me a call and let's see what our people are saying. This will be a little time capsule, a little glimpse into the past. What was life like in 2020 for sports fans and non-sports fans alike? Okay. Hello, you're on the air on the Tom Green Podcast.
Hi, how's it going?
Very good. What's your name, and are you missing sports during the pandemic of 2020?
Not at all, Tom Green. I'm very happy to be watching your web series. I'm so glad you brought it back. Man,
Yeah.
Me and my mom, I grew up watching your show with my mom, and we bond together over it. It's a great time.
Excellent. Well, I'm
Man,
glad we
look
got
better.
that out of the way. Let's get with the topic, though. We're talking about
Yes, sir.
sports, okay? I know this is
Yeah, we're talking about
I
sports.
know this is a
Tom
little
Brady.
new. I know this is a little new for Webovision. It's very professional. We're having a subject, a topic that I expect my callers listening and who will be calling in to play along with. I want to talk
Absolutely.
about sports. You say you're not missing sports. Why are you not missing sports? I guess you're not a sports fan.
Not a sports fan, so maybe this was the wrong time to call you. Talk about it, but yeah. hockey's a good
Why
sport.
are you not a sports fan? And are you? I mean, because you're not missing sports, does that? You know, how does that feel then to be not a sports fan while sports is not happening? How does that feel? Is it,
Maybe a bit like an outcast, but it's all right. You know, I got a couple of friends that like to do other things and play sports. Maybe go outside, enjoy the beach instead of playing sports.
so I'm trying to break this down here. Are you saying that because you're not a sports fan and everyone or so many people in our society are, that because
Yeah, it's
sports
cool
is
to
not
not be.
so because sports is not happening, is that kind of an
Can
interesting?
I chime in? I'm this kid's mom. I'm not a sports fan.
Not-
I'm 57. I've been playing ping pong for a long time,
Okay.
and marbles I like to collect and things like that.
Yeah.
So in a way, it brings me back to like, yeah, maybe I am a sports fan. You know, maybe it's just not football. You know, that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Is it interesting though not having everybody talking about football and baseball and hockey and basketball? Is it interesting as a non-sports fan or as a marbles fan, which marbles enthusiasts I'm sure consider that to be a sport. So I don't want to diminish.
So what are you saying, that they're not talking about it now, or they are?
Well, honestly, you're the first caller, and I'm not sure what I'm saying,
Oh.
but I'm going to figure it out over the course of the next few minutes. I think what I'm
You're
trying
rolling
to
with it like a marble.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think what I'm. What's your name? What's your name?
Erica.
Erica. So if you're not a sports fan, you know what it's like when you go out into social settings and everybody's talking about the football game, and you're like not a sports fan, and you don't,
bets
and
and
you don't,
everything,
and you
and
don't give a crap,
have
right?
No clue.
Yeah, and you don't give a
try to
crap.
Explain it.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
So
Right.
so how's that feel now that nobody's talking about sports? Do you like that?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
You like it, so you don't miss sports at all, and you like it.
Yeah, I do like it.
You don't miss.
you could
Do
say
you
I
not?
like it.
Do you not miss just sort of being in that environment where everybody's talking about sports
I
and
never
you?
put myself really. I try to avoid those environments. You know, like I
Yeah.
said, and create my own little like croquet. Croquet's a sport.
Yeah.
But, so yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah.
How's the croquet community reacting to the lack of any big croquet matches this year?
Well, I don't think there is a lack of croquet this year. Actually, I'm really happy to say.
There's
That I
not.
think
There's
the
not a lack of.
croquet-
There's not a lack of croquet this year.
No, definitely not a problem with that. No. Mm-mm.
Okay, so the
In fact, I
pandemic.
think there's more croquet playing than there ever had been.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
And
So you'd
ladies
say-
are getting more involved.
You would say there's more croquet because people are at home. They have time to play croquet.
Yeah.
Would you say that's the biggest
Exactly.
impact the pandemic has had on the croquet community?
Would I say that it's on the personal croquet? Yeah. Well, and also again, the women are enjoying it too because they were like, oh, you can't wear skirts. You know, I'm like, yes, you can. That's the idea. You know, like the ladies in the Victorian times always had those big long dresses on, and
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
So yeah.
Well, good. Well, I'm glad we talked,
Sure.
and thanks for calling.
Yeah,
I appreciate
totally.
it. Thank you so much.
Mr. Green.
Thank you.
you.
Appreciate it.
Tom,
Thank you for
so
calling.
much.
Thanks,
Very
guys. Okay, that went well. We're having a good show. It's about sports. It's like a call-in talk show about sports, right? See, it's working well. Everybody seems to be enjoying it. The chat room, people are enjoying it. People are having fun. So let's go. Let's have another call about sports. Are you enjoying?
Hello.
A lack of sports, or do you miss sports? Hello, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Victoria, Green Beezy
Okay.
again.
Good, very good. Sorry, I'm just.
I'm calling from Oakland.
Hold on a second. I have to block Greg Darby in the chat room right now.
Block him. We
Yeah.
don't like no negativity.
He says
He don't know?
because he said, "Dude, this blows." So I'm going to
He has
hide
no idea. He
hide
blows.
user on this channel. Is what I just did. Because he said, "Dude, this
Wow.
blows." Yeah, yeah. So he's gone for good. We don't have to worry about him anymore. We don't have to worry about Greg anymore
right.
because he said, dude, this blows. Well, guess what? I don't think it
He has
blows.
no idea.
I think it rocks, okay?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, because I'm having
PG.
fun. I'm having fun talking to my friends on Webovision.
Yes. You are my friend forever, Tom Green.
And I'm going to use the blocking technology here.
There you go.
So when someone says, dude, this blows, right? Excuse my language, okay? Excuse my language.
No, it's okay.
I apologize. I
Fuck him.
shouldn't even be talking like that. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, I'm Victoria, calling from Oakland, the Bay Area, California.
Oh, great. Okay, good. And now are you missing?
Remember, we've talked before.
Okay,
I'm
good.
Green Beezy.
Okay, good. Good to talk to you again. You know, I talk to a lot of people around
Thank
here.
you.
I do remember that now that you remind me. Are you missing sports?
Way back in the beginning.
Are you missing sports during the pandemic?
Yes.
Yeah. What are you missing?
Yes, but
What are you missing? What sport?
Football, it would be off season right now.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
Cool. What are you missing about sports during the pandemic? What sports? What are you missing about it? Speak on that for a second.
My favorite team are the Green Bay Packers. So.
Wait, I'm blocking someone
though.
else. I'm blocking someone else. Someone just said
Okay.
that it's fascist to block critics. I think that they said, Tom, it's fascist to block critics. That blows. So I think the extreme nature of the word, referring to, first of all, both my grandfathers fought fascism in World War II. My grandfather's brother actually died fighting fascism in World War II. He's buried in France. And by referring to me blocking someone that's saying that me doing a sports show blows is akin to fascism, minimalizes fascism to the point that I'm greatly offended, and I'm going to block that person too. So AP, you are blocked.
Block 'em.
You are also blocked. Okay.
Losers.
Sometimes
They have nothing else to do.
sometimes people say, "Hey, there's freedom of speech." No, it's not like that because you have freedom of speech in this country. You can talk about whatever you want. But this is my community, right? This is not
Right.
This is not the universe here. This is like when you invite someone over to your house, right?
Right.
And then they come over to your house for a dinner party. And the first thing they do when they walk in is they say, "Hey, I don't like your silverware. You're a fascist."
Ugh.
You know what you do? You tell them, "Get the hell out of my party," right?
Exactly.
Because this is my house.
It's all about peace, love, and happiness.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not trying to be negative.
But what I'm actually trying to do, though, is I'm actually not trying to deprive anybody of freedom, okay? That's not what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to create an environment here that is positive and fun for the greater good of the people that want to have fun, goofy times. So I've learned I've learned from being on the internet for 30 years, okay? Or
Yep.
whatever it's been. Longer than everybody else, by the way, okay? Unless you were dialing into the Carleton University Freenet punk rock and hip hop BBS, okay, in 1988, okay, or whatever it was, then I've been on the internet longer than you. And I know that negativity breeds negativity, positivity breeds positivity. We're going to create an environment here that's super positive, and people are going to be able to talk about so much more stuff than they would be able to talk about if we had a bunch of jerks calling in and just trolling and being negative. Okay? So it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love it.
So,
I love you, Tom Green. You're
yeah.
like the best.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard for some people.
know that.
It's hard for some people to understand because they grew up in the culture of the internet today, right? And so I will
I'm
actually
36, so.
indiscriminately block people, and I love it, by the way. And the thing that's fun about it is I actually don't care how many people watch this show. You know that? That's a funny thing about this show. This show is different than every other show on the internet because I actually don't care if anyone watches, right? I just enjoy the technology.
You do you.
I enjoy interacting with people. I don't care if anyone watches, actually.
I know.
In fact,
you are doing you.
In fact, if only 10 people watch this show and they're all positive, that'll be so much fun. Because I'm sitting here in my house by myself during a pandemic. My family's in Canada. I don't have. I'm not married. I don't have kids. I'm sitting here in my house by myself making hip hop beats.
Me too.
And I want to go. You're making hip hop beats, and I want to go on.
Yeah.
I want to go on to my channel, my social media community with my friends.
Yeah.
And I want it to be positive, and I want positive people to be here. And you're going to
Exactly,
find
that's
you're going
what
to
I want.
find this is going to evolve into something very unique because most people on the internet are afraid to do what I'm doing because they don't
Yep.
want to offend anybody. Guess what? Guess what? I don't care. Negative,
Yeah.
out. Bye. I don't care.
Out.
I don't care if you
Peace.
watch. All right.
No
so,
negativity.
are you missing sports? Are you missing sports during the pandemic?
I am. I'm missing basketball, the Warriors, and but with the Packers, the NFL, it would be off season anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm really missing all the updates. Just hearing about who's sick. That blows.
Yeah, because it's a whole thing, right? It's a whole lifestyle for so many people like who are really into sports. They, it's kind of like it's also a nice distraction from politics, right? Which we also don't talk about around here anymore.
Today, I would put on Red Zone from 10 a.m. all the way till the last game is over.
And Red Zone is what? Because I'll be honest with you, full disclosure, I'm not a huge sports fan, but I'm thinking of actually becoming one now that we're in a pandemic and there's no sports.
Well, the Red Zone is a football channel on DirecTV where you get to see every play that's in the Red Zone.
Okay.
All day.
And what is the Red Zone?
Well, the Red Zone is from, I believe it's 10 yards or 20 yards to the goal.
Okay. And how many...
So it's like whoever's getting close.
How many downs are there? How many downs are there in football?
Fourth down. 4.
4, okay.
You don't know anything about football.
I think in Canada it's either 3 or 5.
Oh, they have football in Canada?
Yeah. You should look it up. It's the CFL, Canadian Football League. Doug Flutie played for the CFL.
It's indoors, right?
No, it's not indoors. It's outdoors.
Oh.
The only difference is there's one difference in the amount of downs, and we've got white stripes on the ball. That's the only difference. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, is that still going on, or is that canceled
too? No, it's all shut down. It's all shut down. Although we're not talking politics, but Canada is opening up. But anyways, listen. So you missed that. You really missed that camaraderie, don't you? Of like sort of like meeting with people and talking about sports and all of that kind of stuff.
Well, since I'm here in the Bay Area and my team is Green Bay Packers, I've gone to a couple preseason games.
Wait a minute.
Over at Santa Clara.
Wait a minute. What Bay are you talking about? Not San Francisco.
Bay Area. Yeah, San Francisco, Oakland. Yes.
The Green Bay Packers is your team?
Yes. Yes, my dad is from Wisconsin, but he's been here for about 30 years.
It's very confusing because you say you're in the Bay Area. Your team is the Green Bay Packers. So I'm assuming when you say I'm assuming when you're saying you're in the Bay Area, you're talking about Green Bay.
No, California.
You can see how that would be confusing though
I
know, but you can see how that would be confusing for a non-sports fan because you say you're in the Bay Area, then you say you're a Green Bay Packers fan. I'm thinking, are you talking about some different bay? Are you talking about the Green Bay?
It's just my roots.
I know, but there's multiple bay. You see, there's multiple bays in this conversation, and it's very confusing for me as a non-sports fan.
Yeah, well, did I break it down okay?
What is the bay in Green Bay? Anyways, where is the bay?
In Green Bay, there is a bay in Wisconsin.
Yeah, but you're not from that. You're not from that. You're not from that Bay Area.
No,
you're from a different Bay Area.
You don't call that the Bay Area.
So I know enough about sports though to know that the San Francisco team is the 49ers, right?
Yeah.
The 49ers.
Yeah. And we don't talk about them.
You don't like the 49ers because you're from Green Bay, even though you live in the Bay Area. You're a Green Bay fan, not a 49ers fan. Okay, cool.
Yeah, correct. And you know what though? I do have love for the Raiders. They're my number 2 because I feel like if I had to pick one from the Bay Area, I would be for Oakland Raiders. But you see, they're not Oakland anymore. They're in Vegas now.
Yeah.
Doing big things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Vegas. Well, they got the new team. They're just gonna have to wait for everything to open up, and we'll see what happens. Okay, good. Well, I'm gonna keep this moving. Thank you for calling. I appreciate it. This was, I think this was successful, right? I think we just had a successful conversation about sports, didn't we?
Yeah, I had a very good time, and I'm enjoying your lives, and I live for them because I'm staying at home and trying to be safe too.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
All right, thank you so much. We'll talk again. Thank you.
And Peace, love, happiness. Have a great day.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Love.
Be safe. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And everybody out there should know. Everybody out there should know that if you say boring in the comments, I will take that as offensive, and I will block you. So you might not want to say that because then you won't be able to be here anymore. And I want you to be here. I don't want you to get blocked by mistake. See, the fun thing about Webovision, and this particular episode of Webovision, the sports episode, is we're talking about something that is generally a very mainstream phone-in talk show concept. And we're going to put it on its head because I also don't know a lot about sports. And we can maybe weave through this, wind our way through this, and maybe we can find some comedy. But I need to be encouraged by everybody in the comments section. Encourage me to weave through this and find comedy by not saying things like boring, okay? Even if you say things like snoring, you might get blocked. That's 2 on the line because I don't know what your intent is there. The block is permanent, yeah, because I don't go check, right? There's some file somewhere with everybody who's blocked, but I don't go check. I don't got time for that. Positive people only. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name? Where are you calling from, and how are you coping with the lack of sports during the pandemic?
Hello, Tom. I was hearing your podcast. It's interesting. My name is Saad. I live in Germany, actually. I'm from Syria.
Oh, okay.
Which is a little bit crazy, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
So I really missed sport. I missed sport so much because here in Germany, you don't have so much activities outside. So you depend on your weekends to watch sports things, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of Barcelona soccer club. You know, Lionel Messi, those players, they are very athletic, very good. I also like to watch this NBA games.
Nice.
But what I liked about the NBA games is that after they stopped the season, they started to broadcast the the old games.
Yeah.
You know, which from the 80s, from the 90s,
right,
that was
sure.
really cool. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool to see it. What I like about the NBA games is not only the game or the sport itself, but the whole atmosphere, you know, the talking, the music, it's a great show. It's a show, actually, you know.
Absolutely.
It's not just a game.
Now, how old were you when you left Syria?
Well, when I left Syria, I was around 22, 23.
Okay.
That was in 2012,
Okay.
you know, after the war, the revolution. I call it revolution, of course, because it was a revolution for freedom, but away from politics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
I went
when you were
to
growing
Egypt
up,
for like,
when you were growing up in Syria, and you're 20 years old, did you watch NBA basketball over there in Syria?
yeah, I watched it. It was of course, because the time is totally different. We used to see it as at the repeating time. It's not live, but only if you want to wake up like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. to watch the game, you know?
Yeah.
Which is crazy, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. But I mean, it's interesting to think, for people in America and who don't know what it's like in Syria. You think it's such a completely, obviously it is a completely different place. But the fact that you're watching NBA basketball over there when you're 20 years old is interesting.
Well,
did you play basketball in Syria?
I loved basketball. Yeah, I used to play it. Of course, sport in my country is also luxury. It's not something anyone can do, So I used to go like 1, 2, 3 times a year, me and my friends, to rent a court so we can play for an hour, hour and a half. Yeah. Of course, I always had an injury in my ankle. I'm like proudly saying I have a sport injury, but in general, yeah. And so I was an Eminem fan.
Yeah.
This is the story of it. I was an Eminem fan, and Eminem is from Detroit.
Eminem, the rapper.
Yeah, Eminem.
I just want to go on TV and let loose, but I can't. But it's cool for Tom Green to hump a dead moose. My bum is on your lips. My bum is on your lips.
Exactly.
I love that guy.
Exactly. Well, I loved your movie. That's a famous movie you have. And after the movie, if you remember, you had as an outro, the real Slim Shady song.
Absolutely,
you know?
yeah.
So
Eminem,
to me, it was like
Eminem let me use the real Slim Shady, and Freddie Got Fingered. The poster's right behind me. I thought that was pretty dope, man. I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah. That I laughed too hard. My parents were sleeping, you know, and I was laughing so loud, you know. And then after the movie, the song came out, and I was like, that's it. This guy is totally perfect, you know. He did it all, even the song, you know.
Yeah.
So it's so nice talking with you. I cannot believe it that I'm talking with you. You can imagine. So a Syrian guy, a refugee in Germany, talking to you is something, you know.
I'm happy to hear that you were able to escape the war in Syria and got safely to Germany. You must be very grateful for the German people to have let you come over there and harbor you and give you a safe place to live. And what are you doing in Germany now?
Exactly. I'm studying German now for like 3-4 years. Then I will do something in computer networking. I love computers since I was, you know, always love to working on it and fixing and everything. So I was like, maybe I will do something because I graduated with English literature degree, and here it's really not a big deal, you know, to talk English. It's something normal. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, it makes me feel very happy for you that you're thriving and surviving in Germany, and it looks like you're going to go and do some great things out there, studying computers, and
I hope so.
I'm very happy that you're safe.
You so
okay.
This is great, man. It's so great. I was with you from the beginning of the pandemic. It's so nice watching you every day, even feeding the birds thing, playing the piano every day, you know, cooking. It was, in general, it was crazy. You know, in general, it was so totally like we are in this together. And I hope it's you know, a chance to meet you in person. It's amazing to know you.
Yeah. That's fun. So you were watching on Instagram when I've been feeding my hummingbirds and
exactly
so you're on Instagram as well.
Really fun.
Yeah, the
really
whole
nice, interesting.
The whole live video thing really kicked off on Instagram during the pandemic, and I'm sort of migrating it over. You know, not saying migrating like that, but I'm migrating it over here to YouTube. You know, just because I've got a lot more control over the video here, and I can make a much better quality show. So I'm glad you followed me over here.
I can see. It's amazing. It's really amazing what you have did here. And the pandemic, I was really hoping that it will, you know, bond us together in general, the whole humanity. And it did something like this. It did, you know. Now we're talking, we're communicating to each other. You know, this is something nice, you know. Of course, we all pray to finish in the end to find a solution, but at the same time, we're doing it. We are surviving, you know.
I love having callers from international places. You check two boxes, right? You're calling from Germany, and you grew up in Syria, and you have an interesting story. So thank you for calling. What sports is Syria? Is football, meaning, you know, soccer? We call it soccer here, but is football the biggest sport in Syria, or is there any?
Yeah. You can so. Yeah. Soccer. It's number 1 in Syria. Basketball number 2. Yeah.
Why is it that soccer? Why is it that soccer is so international? You know, what is it? Is it just because you can play it anywhere? All you need is a ball. Anybody can play.
Absolutely.
How did that become the biggest sport in the world?
You can even play it in your place, in your living room. It's too simple rules. Also, you know, you have only just one small net every side of the court, and then you just have to put the ball there, and that's it. You know. Run and shoot and score. That's it. Not pretty much, you know, anyone can do it. Even from, you know, a very young age, you can see children, they like it. They know how to do it. They play it. They love it, you know. So I think this is the first reason, the basic reason.
I played soccer, actually, when I was growing up. I played hockey in the winter and soccer in the summer, and I would play on a league.
It is interesting.
I played in a league, and I played left halfback. Left
back. This is crazy good. Yeah, this is one of the basic, most important positions in football.
Yeah. Oh.
You have to run. You have to run always. Yeah, from
up and down
one
the
side
left
to the other. Yeah.
Up and down the left-hand side of the field, right? And I was kind of in a striking position, right? I was up near a forward, essentially, right? I was able to get some goals occasionally, but
This is interesting. Yeah, and you're saying you're not a sport guy. You are a sport guy. You were a player.
I played soccer. I played hockey growing up. But you know, I've followed when I was younger. I followed hockey very closely because I was playing hockey and I was around everybody playing hockey in Canada, and I loved playing hockey and I loved watching hockey. But as I've gotten older, I haven't followed sports as closely, although I'm thinking of starting to follow sports again more closely because I'm thinking of starting a regular phone-in sports talk show here on Webovision where I talk about sports, and even though I know very little about it, I try to have a conversation with people who know about it. I think it'll be kind of fun.
But you know, it's very interesting topic because sport is a very good thing in general, and all the people who will call you, they will be very positive, because nobody likes sport and be negative at the same time, so you can guarantee the positivity, in the sport field.
Yeah.
I don't know if you share this. Yeah.
I agree with you. That's kind of the idea is it's kind of, I think it could be a funny angle because we have something to talk about that everybody can talk about. I don't know as much about it as the callers, so I can ask idiotic questions and get away with it, which will satisfy the sort of comedy checkbox of this, right?
Exactly.
And maybe
the sport people always love to answer,
Yeah.
Even if you will ask again and again, they would love to tell you the whole story, just like what I did now with soccer.
Yeah.
I just told you the basics of soccer. Yeah, we just love to talk about it. Actually, my cousin, my best friend, lives in Canada too. He was also a refugee. So hello to Canada, to US. They did really good things also to Syrian people.
Excellent.
Amazing people.
Well, listen, I'm glad that you're safe. I'm glad that your friend is safe, and let's move onward and upward, and hopefully we can get through this damn pandemic and get back to watching some sports in the real world and moving forward.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope so. Absolutely.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for calling. Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. We'll talk again.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Sure.
Send me a message on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'll follow you on Instagram. Okay. I want to see how you're doing.
I will.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
I will follow you. I will follow
you.
you later today. Get my attention on there. I'm going to follow you. Okay.
Okay, man. Love you.
All right. Love you too. Thank you so much. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. So nice. So nice. I really do feel very happy for that man who escaped a war-torn Syria and is doing well in Germany. Thank you. Again, we're talking about sports here on the Tom Green podcast. Call up and tell me, are you missing sports during the pandemic? The number you can call is 510-925-1565. That number is 510-925-1565. And we're talking with people calling in from all over the world, actually. Hello, you're on the air on the Tom Green podcast. What's your name? And are you missing sports during the pandemic?
Sorry, you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, okay. Ouch.
Okay, I just left the room so I don't see him on TV.
Okay.
My name is Jason Talley.
Yeah, all right, great. Are you missing sports during the pandemic?
I would say so, more so for a friend of mine that is an avid gambler than myself. I do enjoy watching basketball and football, but a friend of mine lives in Las Vegas and he gambles daily, and he's going stir crazy not being able to gamble.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, what's he gamble on usually?
Typically basketball.
Yeah.
Or football, but yeah.
Yeah. So now, sorry, I had to turn your volume down. For whatever reason, your phone is louder than everyone else's.
I'm on speakerphone right now.
Yeah. Oh, or maybe you're just like a guy that talks louder than most people. Are you a guy that talks loud?
That could be.
Yeah. You're a pretty confident guy, huh?
Maybe.
Yeah. You seem confident. You seem very confident. So let me get back to the sports stuff that we were talking about. What's your favorite sport, and what do you miss about it?
I would say probably football.
Yeah.
I'm a Bears fan, so I miss probably most about it is winning. We haven't done that in about 10 years.
Yeah, since back in what were the dynasty years in the late 80s, I guess, right? Was that when they were really killing it with Mike Ditka?
Well, yeah, we definitely had it back then.
Remember,
we had a couple back
remember
around 2005 or 6.
Remember the fridge, refrigerator, refrigerator Perry?
Yeah, I still remember him running in that touchdown with one shoe on.
Absolutely, I do. I remember that too. Absolutely, I remember that. That was back when I was in high school. They had a big thing going on back then. See, I know a little bit about sports. I can talk about sports, and I can talk about football too. Like I know about football, right? How many downs are there again?
4.
4 downs. Okay. And so how's that work? Like I sort of know how it works basically, but you got to you got to like the strategy is the part that I kind of get lost on a little bit. So you're on your 3rd down, you got like 1 down left. If you're like a certain distance away from a touchdown, is that when you kind of like kick it or what? How's it work?
Well, as far as kicking a field goal or trying to attempt a first down, usually they go for the first down first and then try and, get another set of downs.
Oh, you get another set of downs, right.
Yeah, every 10 yards, you get another set of downs.
Every 10 yards, you get another set of downs. See, that's the part that I didn't understand. That's why I don't get it when I watch football.
Yeah.
It resets.
Yes, if you do your 3.5-yard average, whether it's a pass or run, after 3 yards, after 3 downs, you're gonna get another set of downs before the 4th down. And then if you're on 4th down, you're either gonna punt it or kick a field goal if you're within, about 57 yards if you got a good kicker, or 45 yards if you got an average kicker.
Right. So can it just keep resetting indefinitely if you keep going forward 10 yards?
Until you get a touchdown, correct.
Yeah, I knew that. But it's the thing is when you have to describe it on the radio, sometimes you go, how does it all work? But I knew that because I've watched enough football. It's like hockey. When people who don't know hockey or who haven't played hockey, who don't understand the rules of hockey, when they watch hockey, it's not as fun to watch if you don't know the rules because you don't really understand like why the players are moving in the way they're moving. Like for instance, the blue line, if you cross the blue line ahead of the puck, it's an offside, the whistle gets blown, everybody has to move back to the other side of the blue line. If you don't understand what an offside is, you really can't understand the game that you're looking at, and it just looks like a bunch of people skating around really fast and whistles blowing and you don't know what's going on. So I always tell people who don't understand hockey or don't know the rules of hockey that just figure out what an offside is, and then the game makes so much more sense and it's so much more exciting to watch. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, now you just taught me something because I know zero of hockey and soccer, and it looks exactly like you just described it.
Okay, so basically
going in circles like crazy.
Okay, basically in hockey, okay, there's the blue lines and then the red line in the middle, right? Can you picture that?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're skating up the ice, right, towards the other team's net, right, and you're down in your end and you're skating up the ice and you got the puck, okay? And there's another guy on your team, and he goes up and he skates down into their end, into their zone, crosses the blue line, right, before you do when you've got the puck, right?
Okay.
And then you pass the puck to him or you cross the blue line with the puck, they blow the whistle. That's an offside.
Okay.
You're not allowed to go hang out on the other end by the other team's net and just wait there for them to pass the puck to you. That kind of prevents that from happening, right?
So it's not like junior high PE where you just have that guy hang out down by the net and you throw the puck down to him and you hit it in the net.
It's called
on the gym floor.
It's called cherry picking is what it's called. And you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to go sit down there at the end and just wait. So that's really a big strategy of the game, right? Because what basically happens is when you see the puck goes down into the opposing team's end, that team now, their main goal is to get that puck out to the other side of the blue line. As soon as they can get it out to the other side of the blue line, the entire rushing team, you could call it, has to leave. They have to all leave that zone and go back over onto their into the blue line and then try to carry it back in again. So it's kind of like a very fun thing to watch if you understand what's going on, because basically once the puck is in the zone in the other team's end, you're trying to score on that goal. You're not only trying to score on the goal, you're trying to keep the puck on that side of the blue line in that zone, and everybody on that side is trying to get the puck out. And it's pretty amazing and incredible to watch when you understand that's what's going on, because you can almost kind of hardly can't believe that they're able to control the puck so well that, you know, the other team can't just like whip it out, throw it over the blue line. They can't do that because you're controlling the puck so well that you're keeping the puck away from the other team so well. So it's pretty amazing to watch if you understand that. If you don't understand that, it just looks like a bunch of people skating around. That's kind of like what it is like for me when I watch football and I don't totally understand the rules. I'm kind of like, it's just a bunch of people running around.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
But I understand it enough now. I
wonder if the rules are the same in rugby, because rugby is another one where I have no idea what the hell I'm watching.
I don't know how rugby works.
Like a bunch of barbarians beating the hell out of each other.
I don't know how rugby works. I was in Australia a couple of years ago, and I went to a game. It was like Australian rules football, I think it is, and they're in a circular field. And in that, they're running in every direction. And it was the most surreal thing because you're sitting there and everybody around you is screaming, yeah, they're going crazy. And I don't even know why. Like something would happen and everyone's going crazy. And I'm just kind of like, geez, these fries are good, you know? This hot dog's good.
Yeah.
You know, so it was interesting. But listen, the other thing for me is because I grew up in Canada, I didn't grow up really with a American team that I was excited about because I was a fan when I was a kid of the Montreal Canadiens hockey team. We had, of course, the Montreal Expos, which was the baseball team, which was close to Ottawa. There was the Toronto Blue Jays. We had no basketball in Canada when I was a kid. And then there was, of course, the Ottawa Senators came along in the early 90s, and then I became a fan of the Ottawa Senators hockey team. But I didn't have a football team. I didn't have a baseball team. I didn't have a basketball team that I really gave two hoots about, no? So now I've been living in Los Angeles for 20 years. I'm I'm a fan of the Lakers, of course. And you know, but the thing is,
I was a big Phil Jackson fan.
It all goes back to when you're 8 years old, basically. This is the thing.
Oh, absolutely.
As adults, when we're watching sports and we're a fan of sports, we're basically reverting back to what we liked when we were 8 years old. So when you were 8 years old and your team was X, that's the team that you're a fan of now. Now, when I was 8 years old, Ottawa, where I'm from, didn't even have a professional hockey team, right? So I was a fan of the Montreal Canadiens. And then when I was around 11 or something like that, the Edmonton Oilers, because I liked them, because they were winning, and Gretzky was amazing, and I liked Gretzky. But
who doesn't?
Then the Senators come along. Now you're a fan of the Senators because they're your hometown. But at this point, I'm 19, right? So it's very confusing for me in the sports world because if I was to revert back to what I was a fan of when I was 8, it's the Montreal Canadiens. That was the team I was a fan of. So I'm kind of like, you know, here living in L.A., you know, I'm a man without a country here. I mean, who am I supposed to cheer for? The Lakers?
Well, I mean, I live in Chandler, Arizona, and I'm a Bears fan. And, you know, don't get me wrong, Urlacher lives over here too, but I haven't met him at Subway or any other place. But still, you know, I don't know what to do over here myself.
You know, exactly. It can be very confusing. So, but listen, I intend to re-educate and reintroduce myself into the sports world because I've decided we're going to do a sports show here on Webovision. That's what I've decided right now, this moment. I just decided it. All right. Well, thank you for calling. You were on the air when we had that turning point moment when I realized that we're going to do a sports show on Webovision and it's going to be awesome.
All right. Sounds wonderful.
A positive and fun thing to talk about that I can throw strange curveballs into. Because I don't know anything about sports, and I'm hosting a sports show. I think it's going to be fun.
Hey, I barely know anything myself.
Yeah, no, well, it's good. I appreciate it. You knew how many downs were in NFL football, so that's a start. All right, thanks for calling, my friend. I appreciate it. Be safe, okay?
No problem. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's cool. See, we're having fun, right? We're keeping it positive. We're having fun. I'm looking at the comments on YouTube. Positive, like shout out Steeler Nation. Right? Sports are awesome. Woo-hoo. Positivity. I love it. See, we're creating a positive environment right now in the comments section and on this show. I think if you're a rudderless ship, right? Rudderless, no direction, directionless, and we create sort of a confusing environment for the viewer and the listener, then we potentially create an environment that is ripe for negativity. But look at all the positivity that we've got here. What's up, Tom? Look at all the positive people in the comments on YouTube. We are creating an environment here unlike anything else that exists on the internet today, a safe harbor from all the negativity in the world, where you can come and hang out and have fun and not get drawn into partisan politics or arguing about all of the hot button issues of the day. Instead, you can call up and talk about sports with a guy who has no idea what you're saying, right? So much more fun. This is cool. Good, look at all the great comments. All right, let's take another call. You can call 510-925-1565. By the way, now is the time to call. If you call right now, there's a good chance you're going to get on the air, because there's currently, because I'm hanging up on everybody that's calling right now, I'm hanging up on all the people that are calling, because those people, see, hear that? Every time you hear that sound, that's me hanging up on a new call. Okay, I'm not doing it to be rude. I'm doing it to get rid of the people that are in the know, and now it's the people that are calling now, not now. Now I'm hanging up on everybody. Hanging up on everybody. If you all call now, there's a pretty good chance, like a lot, see, it's like, sounds like a slot machine, doesn't it? That's because I'm hanging up on all the people that understand the way it works and how it works and to call at the right time. I'm just hanging them up on all, hanging them up on all, hanging them up on them all, hanging them up on all, hanging up on them all, hanging them up on them all, hanging up on them all. And now, the people that are calling now are the people that are just getting the number for the first time, that may be calling for the first time, and odds are we're going to get a unique caller now, right now. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello, you're on the air. What's your name? And how are you dealing with sports being gone during the pandemic?
Can you repeat that again? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, you're on the air. You're surprised you're on the air. Have you ever been on the air before?
Yes, sir, I have. I actually called you. I was the second message on when you set up the answering machine.
All right, so my thing didn't work.
My name is Jason.
All right, so my thing didn't work.
Hello?
My thing didn't work. Can you not hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I sure can. I sure can hear you. How come you keep saying hello then?
Tom Green, I called you after you set up the answering machine. I was number 2 on that.
Sorry, wait. I have to block someone. I have to block somebody who just said this blows. So I'm blocking somebody here.
No.
Yeah. No, not you. Somebody in the comments on YouTube. I'm just blocking. Said this blows, so I'm blocking them. That's all. No negativity. Okay, cool. So, what are you missing about sports during the pandemic?
So, can I do 2 things for you real quick?
Nope.
I'm gonna sing a verse for you.
Nope. I think you're having a hard time hearing me. Let's.
Okay, so for sports, bowling.
Okay.
Bowling is the thing I'm missing.
Yeah. Was it something? Is bowling been shut down? Professional bowling?
No, actually, bowling here in Florida has been opened up where people can go and congregate, and all of the marquees are spaced accordingly.
Yeah.
So there's no issue.
Oh, yeah. Well, everything's open in Florida, right?
Professional bowling.
Yeah.
Professional bowling.
I heard the Dolphins are playing this weekend.
Is that true?
To an entire full stadium, yeah. Yeah, they're going to start a open up. Maybe that's what they should. No, I don't want to talk politics. But I was going to say they could all the states that want to open up, they could just sort of play sports amongst themselves, right? Like they could have an NFL league where like the Dolphins are playing against, I don't know, what's a team? The Green Bay Packers play the Dolphins, and then like
I would think so.
L.A. and New York, we can all sit out the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Yeah. All right, hold on a second. I'm going to block Crystal, too. I love it.
Hey, Tom.
I'm having this thing, I'm having this game, it's called Separate the Wheat from the Chaff. A lot of people don't realize it, but actually the only reason that I do these shows is to remove the negative people from my channel.
Are you getting hit really hard with the negative people?
No, it's like 2%. 2%.
Oh.
I've blocked like
So,
5 people
I mean,
out of like I mean, think of it like this. Think of it like this. We've got thousands watching, and I've blocked 12 people. So no. So.
do you need moderator help or anything?
No, I don't want moderator. No. No, I want to, because I have a creative way of deciding. It's sort of what Webovision is. See. Some people come in, they've never been here before. They don't understand how it works because they're seeing something that's never happened before in the history of broadcasting, right? So they don't understand what they're watching. What they're watching is me, a human being, sitting in his home in a studio that he's built in a genre of broadcasting that does not exist anywhere else. I am weaving my entire being into the internet.
Yes,
And people don't understand how it works. So every once in a while you get about 12 people. Maybe you get about 12 people, I don't know, a week, maybe more, that don't get the nature of what this is. And they're sort of blocked. They get blocked and they don't get to play because they were negative, and I don't want negativity.
All right, so Tom, can I ask you to step up one level with me for a second? Because I want to throw you back 10 years just real quick.
Well, today we're doing a sports show, so you're going to have to call another day to talk about that, okay?
Hey, no, can I actually connect with you real quick?
No, not today, unfortunately.
Remember the answering machine that you hooked up?
Unfortunately, we're not connecting today on anything other than sports. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it. Thank you. We're talking about sports today. I love you, buddy, but we're not connecting today on the answering machine or on anything else. We're talking about sports today because part of the grand experiment today on Webovision is to see if we can create a show that talks about something. And if we go all over the place, down little weaving around into anywhere you want, it creates a disorganized environment ripe for negativity. So, give me a call. And that's the way it's going to be. Hope you don't take offense to that, my friend. But that's the way it's going to be. It's my show. It's my show. See? What other show would the host have the ability to do this? It's my show. It's my show. Right? No other show where the host would have the ability to do something goofy like that. To wave his arms around because he's frustrated that the guy didn't want to talk about sports, so he cuts to the reverse angle and waves his arm around in a funny way, and you get to look at him flapping his arms, right? See? I've created an environment for myself where I can freak out about stuff and choose what I freak out about, and when I do that, I wave my arms around, and that is comedy to me, okay? You're not going to get that on any show on TV, all right? Nowhere. This is a unique place, okay? This is a unique place, unlike anything that you will see anywhere on any broadcast. You're not going to tune into The Daily Show and see Trevor Noah, who I love, by the way, and I've had dinner with him once in New Zealand, 8 years ago. He's not going to wave his hands around like this, though. You might get some really intellectual and clever political commentary mixed with laughs, but you're not going to get arms flapping around, right? Not going to get that, right? That's what Webovision is. So let's keep this place positive so that I feel like I'm in an environment where I'm comfortable enough to wave my arms around. Do, 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 do. Bye, Jenna. Bye, 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 bye. Idiots. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's going on? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's John calling from Saskatoon.
Oh, good. Canadian. Good to see you. Good to talk to you. Go Rough Riders.
Yeah, you too.
yeah, go, Rider Pride. That's what they say out here.
You know, when I was growing up, the Ottawa team was the Ottawa Rough Riders, and you were the Saskatchewan Rough Riders, so sometimes the Rough Riders would play the Rough Riders, and it was very confusing.
And not to mention that Canadian football itself is kind of confusing.
Absolutely.
Different rules.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that confusing. I mean, it still looks the same. The field's the same. They're wearing the same kind of helmets, same kind of uniform. The football's the same. They got a quarterback. They throw the ball. It's not like it's like, rugby or basketball. It's completely the same game, just a couple of slight differences, right?
Yeah, it's all kind of the same to me, honestly, because I don't know the rules. Like when you were talking with that guy about you having limited knowledge of the rules, that's basically my exact same level of.
Now you understand that this is a sports show that is essentially a conduit for me, the host, to flail my arms around. You understand that, right?
Yeah. Absolutely, I love it.
Like
intellectually, you get that.
Intellectually, your mind is able to process what's going on, and you're paying enough attention to see that this is actually a sports show, that is really camouflaging the true nature of the show, which is it's a flailing arms show, right?
Yeah, it's silly business.
You understand that, right?
I understand it. I love it. It's the reason why I pay for the perks and I watch you all the time. Yeah.
So the concept of this show is not immediately apparent to the average person who tunes in and can be very, very confusing to those people. But to the others that are paying closer attention, possibly thinking on a different kind of, in a different kind of way, right? Maybe looking for something a little more obtuse, right? I don't know if that word works, but they're looking for something a little bit different, right? What they eventually find is this is a very strange, humorous little world that is somewhat confusing to the person that is not paying attention. And that is fun for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is fun for those that are paying attention, isn't it?
It's fun for me.
Okay, it is. I want to make sure, because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't only fun for me and not fun for anybody, right?
I think this is great. Okay. I think it's great for someone to tune in, especially if this was called the sports show, Tom Green Podcast, the sports show, and they tune in and this is the conversation that they hear.
Right.
I think that's hilarious.
It's confusing, right? It's confusing for them.
Yeah.
And then that person has to either decide, am I going to invest myself further into this world and try to figure out what the hell is going on? Or am I just going to say, this blows, like, some sort of, typical, reaction, right? It's a typical reaction. If you're confused by something, this blows, right? You don't wait around long enough to get to realize that it's, really about a guy going like, this blows, this blows, this blows, this blows, this blows, this blows. Really, the show is really about a guy flailing his arms, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And
a guy who's feigning disgust, like a guy who's pretending that he's upset about 7 people saying this blows in his chat room, right? He's pretending he's so upset about it that he flails his arm around, It's really just an excuse to get mad about something, you see? So I can... Oh, what did I do? I just hit the wrong button. Okay. Funny that I hit the wrong button when I did that. You'd think I'd be hitting the right button. Okay, so what are you missing during the pandemic in sports? You're up in Saskatchewan, right?
Yeah. I was planning on getting, really settling into hockey this season. Like some years I just don't really pay that much attention. And for some reason, something about this year, I just moved into a new place and new city and stuff. And I just thought, what better time to actually get into it and actually start trying to understand, all of the trades and how that all works and stuff. And then of course, COVID happened. So not really watching that, but I love basketball too. So I watched The Last Dance and thought that was great. Cause I was around that. I was watching all that stuff around that time, late 90s, Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman stuff. So that was nice, but it made me want to watch basketball, which I can't do.
Yeah. Do you like flailing?
I love flailing.
Yeah. Do you think flailing?
Yeah, I like to flail.
Do you think flailing could come back? Like, do you think flailing could be kind of, a big thing that kind of comes back in web broadcasting? Or has it ever been a thing? Flailing?
And the Muppets have done it.
Yeah. I'm hoping that I can sort of make flailing a new thing in broadcasting, I've done a few things over the years in my career, in my illustrious comedy career. It's been very successful, by the way. Look at this. I have all of this! And in my illustrious comedy career, I have done some things that have, in some ways, set the tone for the future of what happened after those things came into being. The Tom Green Show, when it started on MTV, was sort of kicked off a whole run of guerrilla, crazy prank shows and things like that.
Absolutely.
My Webovision show, which Joe Rogan came on in 2007 and recently had me on his show. Joe Rogan, who just did
that was great.
The biggest deal in the history of broadcasting. Congratulations to my friend Joe Rogan, unbelievable, and actually openly credited me with giving him inspiration to get into podcasting. Right? That's because I was up here doing this. I was up here doing this thing.
On your show.
I was up here doing this thing before the word podcasting even existed. Every comedian in town came up. We did this Webovision show back in early 2000s, right? And now everybody's got a podcast, and it's amazing. What I'm wondering is if the next big thing could be flailing, where the hosts of shows sort of get into a situation where they get in sort of an online sort of argument with their trolls and haters, right? And then in the process of doing so, have minuscule on-camera flip-outs where they flail their arms around, and people just sort of tune in. People just tune in to see that, People just tune in to see the flailing, and also to laugh at the trolls, who they don't understand, right? They don't understand what they're watching, right?
But 2 years from now, they're gonna change the channel and see Al Roker flailing.
I have done this.
They're gonna love it.
I have done this for years, by the way, for years, to the point that I find great humor in people who have not been able to sort of see and read between the lines and understand what it is that I've been doing. I've been sort of creating these sort of false, dramatic sort of interactions online as an excuse to flail, as an excuse to scream, damn you! It's just always been a big gag to me. I don't care. I don't care if anybody watches. I don't care. It's hilarious. I just like goofing around. I'm having fun.
Yeah, you built all this success on doing some pretty wild kind of stuff, and now you can flail whenever the hell you want.
If there wasn't people in the comments, if there wasn't 12 people a week in the comments saying this blows, I'd have nothing to talk about. I'd have no reason to flail. I'd have no reason to flail. What would I be doing? Just a normal show then? How boring would that be? Where's the flailing? I want to be able to watch a show where there's flailing. Right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want pointless flailing on my show, on my sports show, right? Right?
Yeah, man. It's the only sports show I would watch.
Yeah. I mean, this is a sports show right now. This is a sports show. Call in right now. Yeah. Tell me how you're dealing with the absence of sports in your life during the pandemic on the Tom Green Podcast. Thank you, Saskatchewan. I appreciate you calling. Thank you so much.
No worries, man. Love your work. Keep doing it.
Love you too. All the best, man. Thank you.
You too.
Love my Canadians calling in. Love my Canadians calling. Let's take another call right now. Hello, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, is this Tom Green?
Yes, it is. Who else would it be? Yeah.
Yeah. Calling from Michigan, man. How's it going?
What's up, Michigan? Good. What's your name?
Carson Hess.
Carson. That's so cool to have you, Carson. We're doing our topic is sports today. How are you dealing with sports not being around during the pandemic, and what do you miss about sports, if anything?
I don't think I really miss a whole lot, to be honest with you. I'm not a huge sports guy.
Yeah. Has it been have you noticed your friends that are big sports fans having sort of any kind of withdrawal symptoms? Are they finding it hard to find things to talk about, or what are they doing in their place? Give me some of your observations on the people that love sports and how they're reacting to the lack of sports during the pandemic.
Oh, I think there's a lot of them complaining about a lot of it, and I don't know that they're taking up any new interests. I kind of wish that they would. Kind of before all this, actually, they should have done that.
Yeah.
Have some diversity and interests, but yeah.
But I mean, I want to be clear.
I
want to be clear. I don't hate sports. I love sports. I just haven't been drawn into talking about it on a regular basis because of what I explained earlier about how I'm Canadian. I grew up in a city that didn't have a professional sports team until I was in my 20s. So, you know, sports really reverts back. We revert back to what we were fans of when we were a kid. And because when I was a kid, the team I was a fan of wasn't even in my city. It's created a confusing sort of world for me where I don't have a team, you know? So that's all. That's all. I like people that talk about sports, and I want them to call in and educate me about what's going on in sports too. You just happen to be somebody that also doesn't really follow sports, right?
Right. So I'm not really helpful in contributing to anything.
No problem. No problem. Hey, I appreciate you calling.
I just thought I'd try to call.
Everything good with you? Everything going good?
Everything's good. You know, I mean, this is a difficult time for everyone, but I seem to be doing all right. I've always been kind of an introvert, so I mean, I'm doing okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Just trying to make it, man.
Well, listen, I want you to be safe out there. I want you to have fun and try to get through this thing and try to stay positive. I know it's a tough time in our world, and we got to find unique ways of maintaining some sort of positivity when it's, you know, we're missing a lot of the normal things that we have in our life. You know, for me, it's flailing my arms.
Flailing's great. Yeah, I'm starting that up right now. Actually,
I'm doing a lot of flailing just to kind of stay positive. But you know, again, we'll all find our rhythm.
I think we will.
Good. Well,
we'll be better people.
Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the time, Tom.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow. Well, this has been so much fun. I literally have had so much fun. This has really been a great time. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Everybody in the comments, everybody who has been subscribing to the channel, everybody who is following on Instagram, who's listening to the Tom Green podcast, everybody who is following on Twitter, but mostly to the subscribers here on YouTube. Thank you so much. I love you all, I really do. And I am so excited to keep doing this show and creating such a positive, fun environment for everybody. We're going to have some great guests coming up. I don't want to say who, because I might not even know who they are yet, but I have some requests out to some really incredible people, I'll tell you that much, and it's going to be awesome. And also, I want to thank Nikki Glazer for calling, and we had a great talk, a very honest talk, and she is one of the great talents, great comedians of our time, so when we get back to doing more comedy shows, and I think she is doing comedy shows in St. Louis now, so go see her and support her on social media and tell her thank you for calling into the show. Ice-T, the legend, hip-hop pioneer, thank you for calling into the show this week. Bob Saget, comedy legend, broadcasting and film legend. Thank you, Bob Saget. And my friend Bob and my friend Andy Milanakis, thank you so much. Andy Milanakis, MTV alumni, for being my first 4 Webovision video podcast guests. And thank all of you for watching. I'm going to go get back to making my hip-hop beats and writing my funky, fresh rhymes because I'm going to be unleashing the fury this year with some dope new hip-hop releases in my ongoing quest to pursue my dream of being a mainstream dope SoundCloud rapper. All right. Thanks, guys. I love you all. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye. Bye, everybody.